We live in an age of fast-paced technological development. Machine learning, AI, space telescopes, quantum computing, you name it, we've got it. But it's worth pausing for a moment and thinking about the first technology that we humans ever truly mastered. I'm talking about fire. Today, whilst I find a place to camp in the forest, I'm going to tell you the story of that very first technology that literally kick-started the human race. The discovery and mastery of fire is the pivotal technology that propelled humans to dominate and control our planet. And it all starts with our guts. Raw food takes a long time to digest, and that requires more gut. With the discovery of fire and cooking, we could break down the food before we ate it. This gave us access to many more calories. This explosion of new calories meant we could put less energy into building large digestive systems, think cows, and push more energy into our massive brains. We have evidence of fire dating back nearly 2 million years, back to Homo erectus. That's long before humans like us had ever evolved. Those bigger brains and shorter guts gave us the intelligence to dominate the world. But just how did humans discover and then tame and then control fire? Before we could control fire, the only way we could have got it is from a natural disaster, a lightning strike, volcanic sparks, maybe even a brush fire. But the real leap wasn't discovering fire, it was taming it and keeping it. For generations, early humans would have had to capture some form of fire from a lightning strike, and they would keep that fire going, never letting it go out. We'd have carried that fire from place to place using mushrooms like Daldinia concentrica, the King Alfred's cake, and tinder fungus, and there are many more. We've even found these fungi on frozen humans from thousands of years ago. Actually making fire though, that was a serious challenge, and that is the second major human technology, fire by friction. It was most likely discovered by accident, ancient humans maybe observing bamboo or some other materials rubbing together in the wind and smouldering. Or perhaps it could have been a byproduct of another activity, noticing the heat developing when you're attempting to sharpen a wooden stake on a stone. Of course, we don't know. But we do know that it happened. At some point, someone worked out that heat from friction or spark from a stone could start a fire. The earliest evidence we have from this is actually very recent, 6,000 to 7,000 years ago. So Homo erectus, whose brains grew big and guts shrank, would have relied upon fire captured from a lightning strike. The discovery of fire by friction would have seemed like magic, a complete revolution enabling humans to travel, set up small hunting camps, move much more quickly. In fact, even today when you watch friction fire, it still feels like absolute magic. The leap from carrying fire to creating fire suddenly made humans truly independent, enabling much faster movement across the landscape. We no longer had to worry about maintaining a fire being a life or death situation. That steak smells amazing. I've seasoned it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic powder and a touch of oil. I'll do the same to the other side when I flip it over. Time for the first beer of the night. I might go alcohol free tonight, so it's a hazy. I'm actually out for 2 nights, and tomorrow night I've got about 8 or 9 friends coming down. So I imagine there'll be quite a lot of alcohol consumed tomorrow night, so I'm going to try and play it fairly easy tonight. Anyway, cheers. Oh. That'll have to do. Hope I got that on camera. Oh, that's looking nice. It gets better. Around 4,000 years ago, the Stone Age, which really should be called the Wood Age, ends and the Copper Age starts. Metal has been discovered. But this required another major technological advance, the third human technological advance, how to make charcoal. Charcoal is basically baked wood, smoldered wood. What's amazing about it is charcoal burns much hotter than wood. And this means that charcoal can melt some metals like copper, tin, and later iron straight out of the ores. Suddenly humans can move from stone and wooden tools to knives and swords and axes. Making these tools became a specialist activity. And specialist activities work best when you can trade in goods. So from the basic campfire, we developed into smelters and blacksmiths. And this led to our societies being based around favors. I'll make you a knife if you give me some chickens. The need to enable faster and greater commerce eventually leads to different types of money. And from that comes civilization. Yum! Let's see what this is like. First bite. Cheers. Oh man. It's a nice steak. I'm going to be honest. I did my best, but I can still taste that it took a trip on the floor. There's a slight crunch. You know what? The woodland floor seasoning, it really isn't that bad. It adds a very, very slight bit of texture. I'm not going to say I'm going to do this again on purpose, but it's not awful. It's definitely adds an extra something positive to it. I did bring some vegetables, but I haven't eaten them. So if you're interested in this tent, this is the OneTigris Backwoods Bungalow. The tent goes up with no poles at all, so there's absolutely no support. I've currently got it hung from a ridgeline. You could use sticks. It's a Baker style tent, which means it has this fantastic awning. When I sleep here in these woods, I do it with the awning open, so I've got a fantastic view when I go to sleep and then when I wake up again at night. My style of camping, I don't really like being enclosed in a tent and doing the zip up and not being able to see the environment. If you're on a campsite, of course you're going to need that. But when you're out in the woods and you're not going to be interrupted and you're not going to be have anyone who comes and sees you, it's really nice to be able to camp in a much more open way. I have a review of this tent. It's definitely my favorite tent of my tents, and I highly recommend you check that review out. I'll link to it up above. Nirvana Nitro Stout, alcohol free. Tried one of these before, they're really nice. They're basically alcohol free Guinness, but not Guinness. Fire gave us warmth in winter. It gave us light at night to work by. It offers us protection from predators, both large and small, protecting us from mosquito-borne illnesses. It cooked our food, it made our tools, it gave us a central hub around where we sang, played, talked and socialised. Well, it's about 11 and it's definitely bedtime for me. As I mentioned, I've got quite a big night tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be a lot of beers drunk and a lot of laughs had, so I'm really looking forward to that. I've got a few jobs to do in the morning to get the wood ready for everyone. I actually spent the day doing quite a lot of strimming, trying to get the place ready. Nearly there, but still a bit more, and hopefully I'll have some time to record another video in the morning as well. So I'll see you in the morning, unless anything crazy happens in the night. Morning, really good night of sleep. It's 9 AM. I've slept in. I don't normally. That was really nice. We had quite a few rain showers in the night. Tent didn't leak. That was good, but it was nice to hear the patter of the rain on the tent and on the awning. It's time to get up though. I lay here for a bit and enjoyed the fantastic view out of the tent. So fire, the original human technology, without which we just wouldn't exist in the form that we do today. It can't be overstated the impact that it's had on our evolution and development. So if you enjoyed this video, please drop me a subscribe. I've got lots more content like this coming on the way, including a video about what's the point of camping. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.